What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate Tool Reviews, and I got a fun little tool haul here from Alloyman. And basically I told Alloyman, hey, if you're going to send me anything, send me some tools that work with Makita batteries and also are not made by Makita. What I mean by that is, give me a tool like a hot glue gun or a power scrubber here. They'll send me one of their new impact wrenches as well too. But give me some tools that work with Makita batteries and are of course not made by Makita. So my wife's been asking for a Makita hot glue gun for forever, but they don't make one. And also a power scrubber. Robbie makes actually a couple of these. They're, of course, about 100, 150 bucks a piece for them. But I figured let's wait for one to come in that has Makita batteries that you can use with that. Would be really cool to see. For cleaning up things maybe like carpets, like rugs, bathrooms would be awesome, sinks. I really was looking for a power scrubber that worked with Makita batteries, and here we go. So let's go through each of these tools here and see how well they work. Are they great or not so great? Let's find out. All right, so let's start off with the Alloyman hot glue gun. This is their heavy duty 20 volt max. This thing is pretty cheap on Amazon. It's like 20-ish bucks or so. It's pretty awesome. They claim it has, of course, stand up ready. Of course, it sits on the battery, no problem there. Cordless, it's battery, obviously there. Drip free, fast charging, high efficiency glue gun. So check this out. Here it is. And also I like that they say a little humanized design, which is just a fancy way of saying, it's got nice ergonomics. All right, so in the box here, we include a nice little case here, which I actually do very much appreciate. This is pretty cool to have. Inside of there, we have a little bag here with some glue sticks to get you going, which is awesome to always have those. Some manuals and stuff in here, and that's about it for the bag there. All right, so the glue gun is right here, and as you can see, runs on Makita batteries, no problem. They are, of course, just a little tight in there. You can, of course, maybe add some silicone if you want in there, but the terminals all line up perfectly, and no problem with Makita batteries. Now, my only complaint so far in this thing is that this trigger is ginormous. I mean, if you look at my hand here, I don't know why this thing is massive, but it is. Your feed for your tubes is on the back. You've got a nice little power light right there. What's cool is you get a little light that turns on here automatically, and then on the back you have basically a red and green light here. So it'll tell you, hey, is it warmed up or is it not warmed up? I noticed it took about 45 seconds to warm up from totally cold, and basically I was ready to go with feeding hot glue through. It does say no drip design. That is pretty accurate. You can see here after me working with it for just a little bit here, we've got a little bit of hot glue sitting right there, but so far I have not had any drips happen just yet. Might just clean that kind of off with maybe a paper towel, but it has not dripped off the nozzle there, so that's been pretty nice. And my first project is actually going to be a new product coming up in a future video here. I actually just hot glued a magnet onto the back of one of these. It's actually called a Can 90s. These will be showing up in a future video. This is actually going to be a new unreleased product that is, they'll be showing off here in just a little bit, hopefully in the next day or two here. And basically what this is a really cool little thing that actually can hold the cans in pretty much almost any orientation. They're designed to be screwed in, but I also decided to just throw it on a magnet and check it out. It works absolutely no problem there, hot gluing that onto a magnet. So that's pretty cool. That's one use I've had for that hot glue gun so far. Definitely love it. Okay, so let's see how fast this thing can go through hot glue. We're just waiting now for this thing to do its final heat up here. It actually does heat up pretty quick and cool down pretty quick, which is pretty awesome. I've already used a little bit here. Already got the sticky nose starting to pre-feed into there. So should just give us a couple more seconds here. It'll go green and we will be all set and ready to rock. All right, and we are green, and that is good to go. So not taking too long there. That was about 25 seconds. It's already a little bit hot yet right now from when I last used it about 10 minutes ago before I started this video. I will say one thing to note, that of course we're using heat, so it's going to burn through a battery decently quick. Anything you're making heat with, expect it to burn through pretty quick. But if you're wondering how fast this thing can fire out hot glue, it's pretty quick. It's definitely not like one of your average hot glue guns here. We are firing out hot glue here pretty quick. I absolutely love that thing, how much it can really go through hot glue here. Getting a little hard right now to go through hot glue, as it needs to, of course, reheat back up, but it is pretty steady. I can go through, actually, let's see, I'm almost through one full stick now. This is totally live right now. All right, that is that whole stick right now we just went through. So that's not bad. This thing is pretty awesome. This isn't, your mom's hot glue gun here that takes forever to heat up, goes through a stick really slow because it's got to keep heating itself back up. And of course, check that out. We have no drips coming off here, so that is awesome. Definitely one of these tools that I am definitely going to keep for quite a while because that thing works awesome. It's cheap. It's got a nice little light on it. Using Makita batteries, and it is good to go. So obviously we're burning a lot of heat here, so 1 bar on the battery already, and we are still green and good to go for another stick. So let's jump into the next tool, guys, and we'll go from there. All right, let's check out the next tool now. This is going to be the power scrubber. I'm surprised these aren't more common, as this is actually, a pretty useful tool for a lot of people. I know Ryobi makes one, but again, I'm not really too big in the Ryobi system, so it does claim that it is IPX7 waterproof. When there is a X in there, that means they're not counting any dust proof there, but it is going to be, in fact, waterproof. Of course, the battery is not going to be protected. You can see right here in the photo, so that's something to be aware of. This is going to be an extendable, which I will show you what that means here. There's actually 2 extensions in the box, so you can have it basically just, run it without any extensions. So it's going to be, decently long. It's about 2.5 feet long without the extensions. The battery hangs off kind of like one of those cordless ratchets there. But again, it's pretty simple here to get going. So the extensions are pretty easy. It's all going to be like if you ever use like a pole saw, basically you're just going to match up the little ridges here that goes in, and then you're going to have this come down and screw it in. So you can use 1 extension, 2 extensions. It's got a nice long extension on this thing. For the most part though, I would say you're probably going to use it without any extensions. You can kind of keep those in the box. The scrubber heads are kind of interesting. They clip on, clip off, so you kind of can just pull them off like that. Here's the inside of the scrubber heads. You're looking to buy replacements. They're kind of unique. I have not searched for replacement heads on this just yet, but they're pretty easy. Just snap on, snap off. They do include a few options in the box for you depending on what you're doing. So you've got nice big ones, kind of more focused ones, a little bit smaller ones for things like probably like grout would be nice for that. And that's going to be about it in the box for you there. So let's show this in action. I don't want to clean my bathrooms right now. They're just clean, so nothing really clean there. But let's try a plate here with a little bit of soap and water on here. And this is a little dirty. Let's hope this doesn't make too big of a mess here. But we're going to go on low here. This also does have a nice little bit of rotation there, which is nice. So you can have that come down automatically. It's got low, which is about that speed there, and high. Not a massive difference between the two, but let's get some scrubbing here going on. Let's see how well this works. So one thing you want to be aware of course, when you put some pressure down on this thing, how much torque does it have? Let's see if I can get this thing to stop. Nope, it's not stopping, it's still going, so that's pretty awesome there. And this thing's actually doing a pretty good job. This is just on low, by the way, not even going on high, so overall that's going to be high there. That's actually making quite a bit of suds there, and that is pretty sweet. So nice and clean there. Of course, there's a little bit of debris I gotta just rinse off there, but that is not a bad job. This is definitely a tool I want to try out more. My wife said she's wanted to try this out in some of the bathrooms for scrubbing. It's been absolutely an awesome, one of those wish list tools we've had for quite a while, that we want one that uses Makita batteries. This is going to be one that's going to be pretty awesome to try out, especially with the extensions. It's a little bit concerned though about finding replacement heads on these. I want to make sure I can find these somewhere, so I'm going to look around. If I find them, guys, I'll put a link in the description, but I'll let you guys know on this one. But overall, yeah, this tool's pretty cool, and I can't make that thing stop by just pressing down as hard as I can. It slows down a little bit, but it doesn't go all the way down slow. All right, let's go to the final tool. This is going to be Alloyman's. This is one of their new air impact wrenches here. 480 foot-pounds, that's not too bad. It's pretty conservative. They're not like, saying, oh, it's 900 foot-pounds, like a lot of other brands do. I found Alloyman's stuff to be, in the past, pretty accurate. They're trying to really establish themselves as, what some of an Amazon brand. That can be, of course, quite trustworthy, and they've got some pretty cool stuff. So let's check this thing out. I already opened this thing up actually just to check and make sure everything was all set on the inside here. This still says cordless leaf blower. I've done a few of these in the past, guys, where for some reason their impact wrenches all say cordless leaf blower on the manuals. So if you want to use this for doing leaves, it might work. Although it actually won't work actually at all. But all right. On the inside here, we of course have the Makita BL logo there. That is classic of Makita. We have a larger battery here. Looks like we got full charge there, which is pretty cool. One that I find a little odd in here, I'm not sure they did this to save money or not, but these are not impact rated. These are just regular extensions there. But those of course are always handy to have, and honestly that kind of sweetens the deal with a lot of these tools. We have some of these impact sockets here, which I'm not sure if these are impact rated or not. That is just chrome vanadium there, so don't know if these are just painted black or not, but let's grab a Makita battery here, get this thing plugged in. There we go. Alright, so I've got that on auto stop there, which is nice. And even though it's got that the BL logo there, which means brushless, it doesn't say anywhere on it that it is in fact brushless. I'm not seeing any of the sparks in there, but just from the sound of it though, it sounds like a brushed motor. So that is a little unusual there. But again, it's at a pretty decent price point, so let's see how well this thing does. Alright, let's see how well this thing does. I'll pop a few lugs off my trailer here. Let me make sure that I am in high here, and this actually is kind of hard to see outside. There we go. Now I'm in high. All right, let's pop a few lugs off this trailer, see how well this thing does. Auto stop feature, so it prevents bolts from just flying off at full speed. I'm keeping my hand on the trigger there, and it's stopping it automatically, which is awesome. So let's retighten these things back on, and that is awesome. Pretty smooth there. Got plenty of power for taking lugs on and off. Probably a great, I would say just under a mid torque for this impact wrench here. Yeah, it's rated to 520. Honestly, I'd probably say it's maybe somewhat accurate there. I know it's going to be, it says brushless here, so could be brushless, but I'm not too sure. It sounds, I don't know. There's no sparks I can tell in there, but could be brushless, could not be until I pop this thing open to really tell for sure or not. But it does the job, so that's pretty nice, and it works with Makita batteries. That is always a big plus there. Alright, well, it's awesome checking out new tools from Alloyman, especially the ones that work with Makita batteries. All three of these, of course, work with Makita batteries, no problem. Definitely my favorite tool here, I guess saving amount of work, is probably going to be the scrubber. That thing is pretty cool. It's a little, kind of weird shaping, but it does come with nice IPX6 rated, which is pretty cool. I'm definitely going to be testing that out here as I do some cleaning with it. And then, of course, the hot glue gun is amazing because no one else makes these. I mean, of course, other brands on Amazon make these, but they're not really common from brands like Milwaukee, Makita, or DeWalt don't really make these, so you got to kind of buy somewhere else. You want to use your Makita batteries or DeWalt batteries or Milwaukee batteries, you're going to have to buy something that's going to be third party, of course, but this thing for the price, it works great. It's got an on-off switch. I think it's an absolutely amazing tool, and it's exactly what I needed. Impact wrench, not my favorite impact wrench, of course, but does the job. It's actually relatively affordable. Comes with a nice hard case, a couple other accessories with it, and it's just a nice little impact wrench to have, and then you don't actually need a extension for it because it's actually got a decent bit of extension off of the trigger here, so that's kind of cool there too. So guys, thanks for Alloyman for sending me over this stuff. It's awesome to test out new tools. That's what the channel is all about, is testing out tools. I just love it. So guys, thanks for watching. You want to check out any of these tools, links will be in the description below. Have a great day, guys. Take care and stay safe out there.